At tonight's Monday Night Dice event, we're going to be using Sideboard, so I wanted to take a quick second to go over the strategy of how we're approaching this. Everyone tonight came with 36 cards in their deck. At the beginning of each round, after seeing your opponent's team and battlefield, you have 2 minutes to go through your deck and select 6 cards with which to remove. This brings it down to a 30-card legal deck, which then you use for that round. At the end of that round, obviously, you put your cards back in, and then you repeat the process for the next round. So we'll see how this goes tonight. Note that you may see players playing with different cards than they were in previous rounds. So that is how we're doing it. Thanks for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to our final round of Monday Night Sideboarding. On our left we have Chris with his Luke 3 Ray 2, and on our right we have Steven with Rex Clone Hired Gun. This is not the top table tonight, but the top table is actually a Thrawn versus Thrawn match, so since those are both very bad for TV and we wanted to bring more variety, we are here at this table. So they did their roll-off, and it looks like Chris won. He took his battlefield, which is Obi-Wan's hut, so Steven gets to put on his 2 shields. Probably will go on Rex. But he puts 1 on Rex and 1 on the clone. It's actually a good strategy because with only 1 clone, actually as soon as that clone goes down, Rex loses his ability. So, alright, play goes to Chris. Rolls in. Rolls pretty well. He gets, although we do notice we have a die mismatch, so he's going to re-roll that, yeah, so he rolled the melee on Ray, and then rolls with the other Ray die in for a blank. So the play goes to Steven. I'm sure he'll roll on Rex to take control. But Steven is playing the action cheaty version, or the all activation version, whatever you want to call it. So he may try to drop like a Rex's blaster. But he does activate Rex first. Rolls in with a 2 indirect and a blank, and he will take control of the battlefield by spotting the clone. Chris is thinking what to do. So he puts 2 into the clone trooper. Net 1 with the shield. I actually think going for the clone trooper in this is not a horrible idea because of, as I mentioned, that you turn off Rex's ability. It is a little less to chew through. In comes a hired gun for $1. Responds with Luke, who gets a focus and a money. So it is very hard in this matchup to not go for Rex because he's the 2-die character. However, if them having the battlefield is very important, the clone I think is a good move. Alright, so we play the holdout for 2 onto the clone, and the clone will roll in, most likely. He actually hits and runs. So he does get to re-roll the clone, or Rex, I suppose. Actually, Rex is probably the better re-roll, which he does. So he gets a 1 gun on Rex. And he now gets to resolve by taking another action, so he will take the $1. So Steven has 3 showing with the 2 for 1 on the holdout. Actually has 5 showing if you include the indirect. Okay, so takes $1 and then deals 2 indirect. So Chris has $3, but he has to put 2 damage on. So he puts 1 on Luke, 2 on Luke. He then focuses Ray to her 2 melee. Steven pays 1 and puts 3 into Luke. Let's see what Chris wants to do with his $3 here. I do see an ancient lightsaber in his hand. He puts 2 more into the clone from Ray. Steven claims. Alright, Chris drops the ancient for 2 onto Ray. So he's got to sound the alarm. Hidden? No, that wouldn't make sense. Force illusion. So it puts the force illusion onto Luke, and that should do it. Yep. So we go into round 2. Clear advantage right now is to Steven. However, board state looks a little better for Chris. Each have $2 going into this round. Okay, there's the Rex's pistol. Chris rolls in Luke. Gets $1 and 1 shield. All right, here comes Rex. Now he does own the battlefield, so he can activate another character, which he uses for the hired gun. Alright, so the hired gun rolls its 2 for 1. Rex is showing $1, and then Rex is showing a 2 indirect, and Rex's pistol is showing a 2 indirect. So we've got to sound the alarm to re-roll all the damage. Alright, that's a much better roll for Chris. It's a blank on the Rex's pistol, a 1 gun on Rex, and $1 on the hired gun. Steven activates his clone. Gets a +2 on the holdout blaster. He gets $1 on the clone, and he gets 1 character die reroll, which he rerolls Rex's $1 into a focus. Not bad. There's the Shoto. Alright, Ray's ready to go. Question is, will Steven now switch targets? He will not, so he puts 3 and 3 more into Luke. Puts 1 more into the clone. Steven takes $2, and then Chris takes $1 right back. So with Steven's deck being all about speed, he does run into the problem where all of a sudden he's done, and Chris still has actions to take. Actually not sure what just happened there. He retreats. That's a nice play. So just erase everything I just said. That's not a problem when you have a retreat. So for 2, Chris gets 1 more action. May as well roll in Ray and deal the damage here, I would think. But he claims instead and takes a shield. Not a bad play. Puts it on Ray, of course. Okay, so Chris gets the opening move. So Luke is sitting at 8 damage, needs 4 more to die. Alright, in comes Ray. Gains a shield from the Shoto, and pings the clone for 1. Ray rolls pretty well, except no base with those modifiers. So a +2 on the Shoto, a +3 on the Ancient, $1 and a discard. But if Luke can live here, he'll most certainly roll something. It looks pretty consistent. Alright, here comes Rex. Steven will take control of the battlefield and then activate another one of his characters. He's been doing the gun, which he does again. Hired gun comes in with $1. We've got the +2 gun on Rex's blaster, and we've got an indirect, 2 indirect on Rex, and a blank on Rex. Alright, so we put the Luke's rod onto Luke, which Chris may regret if we have a hit and run or a quick draw or something here. So we do have a hit and run, so the clone gets to come in. Clone rolls $1 and a blank. We do get 1 character die reroll. She rerolls Rex, who gets $1. Oh, so Luke is going to live, at least for now. So Steven still has 1 more action. And he deals 2 indirect. Probably take that on Ray, would be my guess. She does. So right now, Chris really needs a big turn here. He rolls in and he gets, that's not what he wanted. So 2 blanks on Luke, and then the shield on Luke's rod. And remember, the melee on Luke's rod, melee can be resolved as shields, but not vice versa. So right now he has nothing to pair with those modifieds. Right, Steven takes $3. Right, there's a synchro for 2 into the clone. So that clone is likely dead next round, at least with Ray, if not before. It is Steven's action. Does he pitch to reroll here and try to pair something with that blaster? And she does, but he goes ahead and rerolls the blaster, gets a gun on the clone and a money on the blaster pistol. Another synchro, this time 2 to the hired gun. Makes sense. Although it could have put the clone away and saved the damage. So Luke does take 2 more, putting him at 10, just 2 away from death. Alright, so here's the pitch to reroll. And there we get some modifiers. So Ray got a 1 got a 1 black side. Luke rolled his 2 shield and a blank, and then we kept the shield on the Luke's rod. So let's see how Chris decides to resolve this. I'm sure the clone will die. But it is Steven's action first. He jumps. That's brutal. That's brutal. And then he switches a battlefield, of course. Very good turn by Chris there. Now he's still likely going to lose this clone, but that was very good. That may have been the nail in the coffin, but we do still have an undamaged Ray here, so. And we are out of hit and runs though. Steven has used both of his hit and runs. Okay, so in comes the clone. Rolls $1 and a 1 gun on the holdout. He's going to re-roll the clone, which re-rolls right into the $1 again. Okay, so for 1 goes Loftwolf Bond, very nice. In comes both characters, each gain a shield, and then you enable the Ray ping damage to kill the clone. And actually, Chris should also take a shield for the Shoto, which he does. Very nicely done. Alright, so the holdout redeploys. Ray comes in with a 1 melee on the Ancient, a +2 modifier on the Shoto, and 2 blanks on Ray. Luke comes in with a blank on the Rod, looks like a 2 shield, and a focus. So Steven does have the battlefield. However, he will not be able to use the clone or the Rex ability any longer since the clone is dead. So if he does not maintain control, he will lose that advantage. I have to admit, I did not see that jump coming last round. Alright, so Steven is considering what to do. Alright, so he decides to roll the hold, or actually to redeploy the holdout onto the hired gun instead. It won't matter for this round in terms of actions, because when Rex comes in, the hired gun will as well, if he chooses, which he likely will. He has $4, so what is he going to do here? Okay, another Rex's pistol on Rex, which is pretty fair, considering Rex is probably not going to be the first one to go here. Unless we get a massive god roll by Chris. Okay, so it is Chris's move. So he's going to go ahead and put a quick 3 into the hired gun. Has not decided to change targets. Alright, so Rex rolls in. We get a blank on the pistol, a blank on Rex, an 2 indirect on Rex, and a 1 shield. The hired gun rolls in with, looks like a disrupt and a shield on the hidden, or on the holdout blaster. Right. So that's interesting that he did not resolve that with his melee before, if that was his plan. So we put 2 more into the hired gun from Luke's shield. The hired gun only needs 2 more. He's currently at 7. Alright, so we've got a pitch to reroll. Reroll everything not showing damage, I would guess. Oh, he rerolls everything. And not all that. Actually, that was better. Okay, so we have a +2 on the holdout. We have a 2 for 1 on the hired gun. We have a 2 indirect on a Rex pistol. We have a 1 on Rex and 2 blanks. So certainly enough to kill Luke here. But it'll take him several dice with which to do. Let's see what Chris has, if he has anything. So he just decides to focus. Focuses Ray into her 2. That'll be a dead hired gun. So we're certainly going to see a resolution here on Steven's side before he loses the gun. Unless he, of course, has something to control that Ray melee. He does have $2. He is looking at his hand intently here. Okay, so he plays defensive position to remove the Ray melee. Costs him 1. He still has enough to pay for the hired gun. Let's see what Chris has here. Chris really wants to put at least 1 more damage into the hired gun so he can hopefully take him out next turn. So he plays Unbreakable to remove the hired gun die. So unbreakable is remove a die showing a value equal to or less than the number of shields on your characters. So he has 3 shields, so he was able to remove that easily. Alright, so Steven puts 3 into Luke, which he will pop the Force Illusion for a hidden motive, another Shoto, and a Dagger Mortis. Chris did not want to see that other Shoto go away, but it's better than a dead Luke. Alright, so we've got a pitch to reroll. And there's 1 melee, so there's at least enough to kill the gun next round. So 1 melee on a $1 on the Luke's Rod. We've got a pitch to reroll here by Steven, who rolls enough to kill Luke. He takes $1 on the Rod. Kill Luke. She just puts 2 into Luke. So that was actually a mistake, because Luke's only at 10. Luke has enough, and because Luke's only at 10, he has a shield, so it should have taken 3 to kill Luke. But Rey took it on her 1 shield. Puts 1 into the hired gun. 2 indirect, puts Rey at 1. Claims, gains $1 and draws a card if he chooses. Don't know why he would not. And Steven passes. So we go into this next round. The hired gun will die here. We will see if they try the cat and mouse thing of trying to get Rex to roll in first. Nope. Rey's lightsaber for 1, 2, 3, and gains a shield. Actually 2 shields, because it is on Rey. I need to put on 2 shields. There we go. We'll see if that makes a difference with that 1 damage. Likely not, with the number of shields that Rey's going to be generating here. And what I mean by that is, if Rey goes down, she's probably going to go down taking a large amount of damage, not 1s and 2s. So, but we will see. Okay, so Steven is deciding what to do here. So that redeploy becomes useless, so he night snipers, which gives him ambush. Remember, he cannot steal the battlefield. So he rolls in. Now he can activate the gun, the hired gun at this point. I don't know why he would not. Okay, so he rolls nothing with which to pair with the modifier, but he's got two indirects, 2 blanks, and a +2 gun. It's not a bad roll. I know the blanks stink, but that's not a bad roll. And then he's got the option to activate the gun. Again, I don't know why he would not. But he actually pays 1 to... Nope, does not. So he does not want to activate the gun. So to be clear, he would have had to pay 1 for Rex's ability to take the battlefield and then roll in the hired gun. But he decided to not pay the 1, which is probably wise. So hired gun goes down from Rey ping damage. Okay, Rey rolls in, does take her shield, so she's at 3 shields. Gets a blank on the Shoto. Looks like a discard, a shield, a money, and a 1 melee. Okay, 4 indirect. Rey takes 1 net. Indirect is so brutal end game. And Chris has no money here. He does have money showing on dice, but he has no money with which to play control cards. So those 2 blanks, if re-rolled, could hurt. So he pitches the Ancient to re-roll everything. He's thinking, yep, so he actually leaves the Ray money, or the Ray's lightsaber money, and rolls into money, money, and 1 melee. Here's a pitch to re-roll. Gets a blank and $1 on the X8. So at this point, if Chris is not re-rolling the money, he needs to actually just take the money at this point, unless he has nothing. So he leaves $1. There you go. So 2 blanks, but he does get a 3-for-1 on the raised saber. He'll have to take the money to pay for it. Steven pitches to re-roll. There's some guns. Right now we take $1, but Steven's going to be able to put 7 into Ray here. So he pays 1 for the 3 on the sniper, the +2, and the 2. So Ray is now at 9. She needs 2 more to die. Versus a fully healthy Rex. Fully healthy, fully loaded Rex. Okay, 3 into Rex. Takes a net 2 with the shield. So there we just dealt an extra damage to Rex. I'm sorry, I missed the Ray 1 as well. My mistake. Okay, we've got a pitch to reroll with a melee and a melee. So that's 2 more into Rex. Will Chris heal? He does not heal. Okay. So we go into what will likely be the final round. So we have a Rex, a fully loaded Rex who needs 6 damage, and we have a fully loaded Ray who needs 2 damage. She will get a shield from her roll-in, so effectively needs 3 damage. But Steven has initiative here. So he overwrites the DL44, or he overwrites the Rex pistol with the DL44, which gives him ambush, costs him $1. And then he rolls in. He's got 1 too many dice there. He needs to lose a Rex pistol die. Okay. And that will probably do it. So we've got 2 on Rex, 3 on the Night Sniper, 2 indirect on Rex, and a 2 gun on Rex pistol. So that should be it. Alright, that's it for Monday Night Sideboard, and thank you for watching Dice Commando.